Hey folks, it's Byron. I'm here to share a personal testimony about health and me. But I believe if you listen to it, you're going to find out that it has to do with millions of people in the United States. I have been a guy who has steadily gained weight over the last, say, 20 years. And there's been no stopping it. And it's gotten to the point here lately, and I can tell you within the last 7 years or so, I've owned a bicycle, and I've had different bikes too, different type riding. And it's almost all that I can do to get on a bicycle. Now, I do have bad knees, and they are problematic also. But I have found it difficult to exercise. And I used to think that, well, dude, just get up off your butt and go exercise. And that was my mentality. But after having tried now unsuccessfully for like 7 years to combat whatever it is holding me back, I began to reach out to doctors. Now, there's a note about doctors. One morning, the Lord told me, as I was going to a doctor's visit about my knees, the Lord told me, do what the doctor says. And that's all he said. I went and and tried to do what the doctor said to me during that session. In another instance, I had a dream about a guy, and the Lord showed me that after this guy lost his job, I was supposed to take him to a specific doctor. Now, in that dream, I had that dream a year and a half approximately before he lost his job. But the Lord showed me where he was working and that he would lose the job, and I was supposed to take him to the doctor. So that's two instances in which the Lord has shown me to be confident in doctors. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily specific doctors, but I believe that is. Because the Lord showed me, he knew who I was going to see once and said, do what the doctor says, and then told me a specific doctor to take a guy to. That guy has gone to the doctor since losing the job and done a huge turnaround, and things are going very well for him, although he has not fully recovered from what has plagued him in his life. Now, I'm talking about my testimony, my personal experience, and I'm talking about my personal health. But this is not just me. And when you hear this, you're going to realize, dude, this is probably everybody. The first thing I want to tell you is that I've heard about fluoride. I've seen videos about it. I've seen that it was used in Nazi concentration camps. I've seen that it was used in Russia when they're prisoner of war camps. And basically the story was that fluoride was being used to tame or dumb down the people. I haven't done a tremendous amount of medical research myself, but this doctor that God showed me to take the guy to, I went to him yesterday, and I told him what's going on with me. Now, he and I'd previously seen him before, and he had told me about this medication, or it's an herbal thing, and maybe there's a focus for you. It's called Thyroid Health, and I got it at a store that sells like health type things, and it's got the word Emerald Laboratory. I think it's made in a foreign country, but anyway, it's called Thyroid Health. I want to tell you what's happened to me as a result of taking this. First of all, I mentioned a visit to the doctor yesterday. It wasn't my first visit. After he told me to take this, after having so much trouble for 7 years, trying to exercise and all that stuff, within 2 weeks of taking this, I did a 37-mile bike ride on my bike in one day. And I had been a guy who had struggled for 7 years. And then I'm going to tell you what's happening with this in the body as best I can. And then I quit taking this, and I crashed. I totally crashed. Then I began to take it again, and it revived me back up. One day I went to the gym, and I work out real light in the gym. But I went there 4 times in a row while taking this, and then stopped taking it, and I felt as if I couldn't hardly lift my head up off the bed. And that was consistent with what I had tried over the last 7 years. So yesterday I went to the doctor, And I told him what's happening. I said, dude, when I take this, I'm like a complete different person than when I don't take this. And he began to explain. He's read 3 books about this. He went on to explain. I wasn't asking him about fluoride or anything like that. But he explained to me that there's a gland in the head, and I don't know which one it is. It produces a hormone, I believe. And that hormone stimulates the thyroid. And once the thyroid is stimulated, many things happen in the body. It controls your metabolism. It controls, and I guess with metabolism, this could all control mood and how you feel and different things like that. But what he mentioned to me was he believes in his test. He does blood tests. He believes in his test, although the blood is testing okay for thyroid function, it's doing so by pulling some information out of the blood. And he thinks what's happening is fluoride molecules are bonding with this hormone coming out of your head, like, I forgot what he called it. Seems like it started with a P. This thing generates the hormone, goes into your body system, and then the fluoride chemical bonds with it, so that by the time it gets to the thyroid can't use it. But in the blood test, it shows positive for having the chemical that's supposed to operate the thyroid. So I'm not trying to sell this. I'm trying to just make people aware. I'm 52, I think, now. I've watched generations of Americans just keep getting heavier and heavier and heavier, more lethargic. And then, I mean, when I was young, I was so hyped up and energized. I would play 2-3 hours of sports in a day and feel bad that I wasn't in good shape, you know. And now, like I mentioned, you know, having trouble just lifting my head, and I truly believe that, you know, we're being poisoned. We're being dumbed down through media. We're being messed up with our food. And I would recommend to you that you find ways to combat this. And I'm doing so based on getting the information from the doctor that God told me to take another man to. You know, when I walked in there and he started talking about these things that I've seen about, and then he told me he's read 3 books about it, and he's about to narrow it down to where he believes that a fluoride molecule is bonding with this hormone, producing positive, good results in blood work, but literally your thyroid can't use it. So you're just chilled. I mean, you're just, you know, you're not who you were made to be. You're who is the result of they call it hypoactive or hypothyroid or something like that. And basically it's just a thyroid that's not functioning like it's supposed to. So I want to put that out there. And I guess the reason that I feel like it needs to be talked about or needs to be looked at is, one, God has told me to do what a certain doctor says and take another guy to another doctor. One of the doctors has brought this to my attention. I already had it in my mind. And then just today, someone brought to my attention that a friend of mine posted about the same thing. And I can tell you, just over the course of time, when I'm saying something and that person is saying something, it's the Holy Spirit at work. Now, maybe not necessarily saying expose these things, but at least as a minimum telling people we got to watch these things and reduce. I believe we need to try to actively reduce fluoride, or if we can't do that, look for something that will provide enough substance into our body that even with the fluoride, enough good is there that it can function. That's. I mean, I'm literally witnessing a positive result, basically by providing my body enough to use in excess of possibly what the thyroid is. The fluoride is messing up. So I'll let you go, and I'll be back. See you.